headed out. Interstate 5. Money was all spent, but I felt so alive. I was chasing down a dream, like you always taught me to. Evergreens and caffeine still reminds me of you. I'm coming home to the place that I remember, back to the land of my first love. Would you spread wide your arms for this wayward son? I left my heart in Oregon. Whoa, oh, oh, oh. Whoa, oh, oh, oh. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. I left my heart in Oregon. The Northwest air brings the fast boys to town. Be like fire on the Cascades when our feet touch the ground. Ooh, I'm coming home to the place that I remember, back to the land of my first love. Would you spread wide your arms for this wayward son? I left my heart in Oregon. Whoa, oh, oh, oh. Whoa, oh, oh, oh. Whoa, oh, oh, oh. I left my heart in Oregon. It's in my mind, it's a memory. It tastes so good, it's bittersweet. Cheap champagne in the victory. I'm coming home to the place that I remember, back to the land of my first love. Would you spread wide your arms for this wayward son? I left my heart in Oregon. Oh, 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 hey, oh, 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 I left my heart in Oregon. I left my heart in Oregon. I left my heart in Oregon. Hey!
Hello, and welcome to Duck Days 2021. You just listened to a live performance by Matt Carney, who is a native Eugenian, a graduate of South Eugene High School, and a lifelong fan of the Ducks. Matt is joining us today from his home in Tennessee, and I also see that Matt is wearing his Duck Pride and his Oregon Pride. We'll talk about that hat here in a second. But as a teen, Matt developed his love for playing guitar and songwriting and found time during his breaks from college to sneak into the University of Oregon School of Music and Dance to play the piano and write music. Matt has released 6 studio albums, and his songs have been featured on One Tree Hill, Grey's Anatomy, and Friday Night Lights, among several others. The song you just heard now is Matt's Ode to Oregon and is a testament to our home's gravitational pull. Matt wrote this song as he finished his album, Just Kids, and filmed scenes for the video with the UO's athletic department during a trip to Eugene. The song and its video are played in Autzen Stadium, a really sentimental moment, which is going to happen today, usually on Saturdays in the fall to nearly 60,000 fans every home game. Matt, thank you so much. And, I'm really grateful that you're wearing that hat, which is a company, Portland's, I'm sorry, I've got this here, Portland Gear, which is a company owned by a U of O alum. So thanks for that shout out. Matt Garvey is a graduate of the UO's College of Design in 2012. And thank you. I appreciate you joining us here today. And I hope you and your family are doing well.
Thank you, Cora. Hey, congratulations, class of 2025. Hope to see you in Eugene. Go Ducks!
My name is Cora Bennett, and I'm the Director of Student Orientation Programs here at the University of Oregon. It's really such a pleasure to welcome you and your family, if they're joining you, to our Duck Days program. We've tailored this program because we want to celebrate your admission to the University of Oregon. Congratulations. And we want to highlight just a few of the things that make the UO special. In all our events at the University of Oregon, both our virtual events and those that were and will one day again be in person, we usually start the program by acknowledging the Kalapuya people, the original residents of the land the UO is located on. The land acknowledgement is an important part of recognizing our history. And as a nation, we recognize this week another killing of a Black American, Dante Wright, and the killing of Adam Toledo by law enforcement, which reminds us that communities of color in the U.S. continue to experience trauma at the hands of our institutions. I know that this is hard for many of us and makes us uncomfortable to talk about, but I ask you to consider the pain that young Black, Indigenous, Latinx, and Asian American people, many of whom are our students, continue to feel as these killings continue to disproportionately affect their communities. As our university continues to become more diverse, something for which we have worked hard, it is essential that we understand, to borrow a few words from our university provost, quote, "We are well past the time of empty platitudes and instead are called upon to engage in real, tangible action." I hope you will join me and those of us at the University of Oregon in working toward equity for all. As I mentioned, we're here to celebrate you and help you decide if the UO is where you'll earn your degree. I'm excited that I'll be able to welcome you in person to the flock this fall, and perhaps a little earlier. Duck Days is just one of several spring events that we have planned to answer your questions about the UO and to prepare you for becoming a duck. I'll talk a little bit about those programs later on in the program. We have a number of guests joining us live here today, and part of this program will include some ways for you to see a bit of campus. We also have a surprise to share with you at the end of this program, so be sure you stick around. While we're here live on camera covering important things that you need to know, we also have staff in the Q&A answering your questions. To ask your questions, please use the Q&A button at the bottom of your Zoom screen. Up first, we want you to see some parts of campus and hear from some of our students about what they love about the University of Oregon. Several days ago, we got some of our students to sit down with us and share some of their favorite memories with you. I hope you'll enjoy their stories and the views of their walk down memory lane.
When I got to Oregon, it was kind of a gloomy day when I toured campus for the first time, but I just loved the way the campus was laid out and how many green spaces there were. And I also love the look of a lot of the buildings. There's University Hall, which is one of my favorites to look at. There's a lot of pretty vines and pretty trees coming down. So I just loved the look of the kind of foresty but mixed with a more industrial feel. There's a lot of blooming flowers at the beginning of the year, and in the fall you'll see the change of seasons and the change of leaves in the trees, which is one of my favorite things to witness. And in the spring you get the beautiful flowers. There's some yellow tulips on campus that I love, and the trees are everywhere and gorgeous. Eugene has a lot of great biking, hiking, walking trails that students can take part in and check out. And there's also a lot of cool spaces to study and be outside on campus if biking and hiking is not your thing and you kind of just like to put out a big blanket and sit and chill. I think there's definitely a wrong impression that it's always raining. We have really beautiful sunny days, and springtime is definitely a favorite. I remember one of my favorite UO memories is probably from Week of Welcome my freshman year. It was one of the most exciting and energetic moments I've had here as a Duck. Two highlights would probably be seeing all of the student organizations and clubs at the flock party, as well as really getting to experience the Student Recreation Center at Duck Into the Rec. But the best part probably happened after my roommate and I had moved into the residence halls. We were so excited to take the walk to Autzen, over the Willamette River and through the woods for our class photo. I remember we were so excited to be doing that walk to Autzen for the first time with our entire class, all 4,500 of us. And I remember the feeling of belonging and community I felt when we took that picture on the field was one that I'll always remember. The UO definitely is an environment that I haven't really seen or got myself from any other place when I was touring, and so I think that there's really something special about the community and an amazing environment to really kind of find yourself and to just learn more and explore more.
I sort of knew that Oregon was like a super exciting campus and that everyone was super spirited, but I didn't necessarily know it to the full extent until I got here. When I came to the University of Oregon and our football, men's and women's basketball teams won the Pac-12 championships the first year that I was here, it was truly incredible. When we were first walking to Autzen Stadium, I was expecting it to be kind of like groups of people walking together, but instead there was just this sea of green and yellow all the way to Autzen Stadium, and when we got there, we were greeted by tons more fans. Super fun, super exciting. The student section is so incredibly hype all the time. We were standing the whole game. Whenever we would get a first down, it would always be crazy. Also at the basketball games, it's like the loudest thing ever.
I would say that of all of the worries to have about college, making friends should not be your #1 worry, because no matter who you are, no matter what your interests are, you will find someone in your same community. If you're looking for an identity group, you can find people in your same identity group, and I can tell you that they will welcome you in with open arms. Even though I haven't really been involved in athletics on campus, I don't think I'm lacking the University of Oregon experience at all. I've still found my community outside of athletics. I've still found my community in the small niche groups that the campus has, and honestly that's where I've always felt the most home on campus. But I feel like I just fit in really well and found connections like it was just second nature. Everyone was really welcoming, the community is just really strong, so making friends and connecting on campus was one of the easiest parts about being at the University of Oregon.
Some of my favorite memories here at the University of Oregon have come from my time spent at the Student Recreation Center. Some of the awesome resources that they have are the different workout spaces, the group fitness classes, intramural sports, and different free weights, workout machines, the huge swimming pool. They all offer a really good variety of things to do for a really, really good workout. The turf fields are honestly one of my favorite aspects too. I've played a lot of like soccer, like flag football, spike ball, and it's really a great way to work out outside. It's definitely a really great place to meet new friends, hang out with different people. It's a really welcoming space. Everyone is really friendly, and there's always someone that is down to help you work out.
So my favorite memory at the UO was when I volunteered for the music and concerts team for the first time. I signed up to be side stage at the Willamette Valley Music Festival. It's pretty much like the biggest concert on campus. There are so many events on campus. Every single day of the week, there's always something to do, whether it's something big or something small. And luckily, since there's so many different kinds of people, you just see everything, whether they're cultural events. If you like gaming, there's like gaming events. If you like rocks, there's geology, little festivals and gatherings. Whenever there was anything happening, I would pretty much gather all my friends and be like, we're going to this concert, we're doing this and that. And it was just so fun. You just got to dance, connect, eat, share times, good memories and stuff with your friends. I don't think that my experience at UO would have been as great without the events on campus.
I would say probably my favorite thing about the U of O is our mascot, the duck. Everyone knows the duck. You don't have to be a University of Oregon student to know who the Duck is. And it's just, the Duck is just such a fun character. The Duck is basically a celebrity on campus. He just has kind of an energy to him that is very unique and unlike any other mascot. The Duck is a huge part of the University of Oregon. Hey, Duck! Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Up next, I'm pleased to welcome our Vice President for Student Services and Enrollment Management, Dr. Roger Thompson, who is joining us live to talk about a few exciting things. Hi, Roger. How are you?
I'm terrific, Cora. Good morning. What a spectacular day in Eugene. My goodness.
It
Not a
is
cloud
fantastic.
in the sky, 80 degrees. I couldn't be better.
And there's football.
Yeah, that's right. Open practice today for people to go watch.
Yeah, it's really exciting. So I want to make sure that we have a chance to talk about a few really important things. And I think the one that's on everybody's mind is about fall term. So what can you tell us about fall 2021? And I think that there's another announcement that you want to help us make about introduction this summer.
I do. So let's start with introduction. It will kind of foreshadow where we are for fall. So we're really pleased to announce that introduction, DUCK, in the middle of introduction, will be in person, and it'll be here on campus beginning this summer. So you'll receive information about it in the coming days, but we're going to have an in-person orientation. We're going to spread it out a little bit more than we normally do. So it'll run through beginning in July and then continue into August. And I'm just excited about this. I think it's a chance for our new students to get the opportunity to see campus and meet some of the key people from around campus, but most importantly, meet some of their fellow classmates. And so we're really excited about it. There'll be more details forthcoming, but you knew I couldn't hold on to that one for very long, Cora. I was going to have to get it out early. But it's really exciting. And then for fall, we're planning to be right back to our, in-person, robust student experience, a student experience that we're known for all across the country. And so the chance to have our students back, taking classes in person, living in our residence halls, recreating in our facilities, the whole student experience at the University of Oregon gets back to being in person. And I'm just really excited for it. I can't wait.
Yeah, I think we all are, but I know it's one that you've been looking forward to for some time. I think I want to ask you about one other thing that you've been looking forward to for a while. Can you tell us about the new residence hall?
Oh, my goodness. So, I came in this morning at 9:30, Cora, to get ready for this show at 11 o'clock Pacific. And I ran into a family from Orange County, California, and I spent 20 minutes telling them about the new building. So I'm going to do it shorter for you.
Thank you.
But, we're opening a brand new residence hall this fall. It's currently called Building A, but in May, it'll be named by the Board of Trustees. It's a really terrific building. So suite style living. So for students who want sort of 2 people in a bathroom or maybe 4 people in a shared bathroom, we've got that in the new building. Additionally, we've got a whole new approach to dining that I think we've always been great at dining, and we do lots of made-to-order food. I think this is going to take it up just one more level. We're creating something called Pacific Northwest Marketplace, and for those of you that have ever been to Seattle and seen Pike's Market, just imagine that kind of atmosphere, but indoors. No flying fish. We're not going to be throwing fish around, but made-to-order food. Options across our campus for students with all sorts of different dietary needs. And we're really excited. The building's going to be done the first week of August and ready for our students when they start in September.
Thank you for that. Also, one other thing that's kind of new, it's not brand new for this year, but one that's a little bit new is the Oregon Guarantee. Can you explain what that is for our students and their families who are watching?
Yeah, absolutely, Cora. So we're really proud of the Oregon Guarantee. College has become the most expensive commitment a family makes outside of their home, unless they don't own their own home, and then it is by far the most expensive thing that they do. And so we have been trying for years to get around this affordability issue, and how can we work with our students and families to really make clear what the cost is going to be to come to the University of Oregon. So unlike most schools in the country, the vast majority of schools in the country, every spring you wait to see how much they're going to raise tuition. How much are my prices going up? Well, what the Oregon Guarantee says is when you enroll as a freshman, that's the same price you're going to pay for your tuition and mandatory fees when you're a senior. And so the Oregon Guarantee is our promise to families that says we're locking in your cost. Your tuition and fees are going to be the same freshman year to senior year. So we give students 5 years to graduate under the Oregon Guarantee. Now, our expectation is they graduate in 4, but we add that 5th year in case something comes up. But I'm really proud of it, Cora, because I think it's a great way for us to communicate to our families that this is the cost. When you buy a house, it doesn't go up in price every year. You don't have to refinance it for an increasing cost. It's not how it works. And it seems like we should be doing the same thing in higher education. And so I'm proud that we've got the Oregon Guarantee. Again, not very common across the country, but for families out there, just remember, when you look at our cost, that's the cost for the next 5 years. Unlike other schools where it's going to go up by 4, 5, 6, I don't know, whatever percent they're going to take it up each year.
Thank you for that. One of the things I know that's on the minds of our students who we have admitted, hopefully our new ducks, is why the U of O. And I think sometimes we forget that employees choose the U of O too. You joined the University of Oregon, almost 11 years ago, if my memory serves correctly. And so why don't you tell us why did you choose the U of O?
Yeah, I mean, a little different probably than a high school senior, but very similar in some other ways. I packed up a family and moved across the country. And the reason I did that was I just love everything about the University of Oregon. I like our place in the higher education marketplace. I wanted to come work at a university that was big enough to have all the opportunities that a big school has, clubs and organizations and Greek life and study abroad on every continent in the world, but small enough where we could offer the vast majority of our classes in a 25 to 35 student, seating. And what I love about the University of Oregon is we get to know our students. And unfortunately, that's been lost sometimes in higher education, but not here. If you come to the University of Oregon, we still know you as, Cora or Annika or Katie or whoever. You're not 951-87238. And so I think we've got this great place that makes us really unique. And of course, Eugene is a great college town. Oh my goodness. I mean, we're just, everything in Eugene revolves around the University of Oregon. And, but we have this big city vibe to us where Bruno Mars plays in the arena. And all these bands that I don't know the names of, but our students like. So there's just a lot going on at the U of O, and it's a great place to be part of a terrific community.
For sure. I know that one of the things that makes you excited about this fall is not just the in-person experience, but this particular group of students, this incoming class. It feels like it's a pretty special group of people. I want to give you a chance to brag about them a little bit. You want to take an opportunity to do that?
Oh my gosh, yes. I mean, this group of students, so this has been the most competitive admissions process in the history of the University of Oregon. We have never received more applications than we did this year. And we've been receiving applications since 1876. So these students are incredible. We've read all about them. You're going to have Sarah on soon. And, she's a new freshman. She's committed. She's coming to the University of Oregon. And she's going to be talking with Jack, who's a student who's already here. But this group of freshmen, they just distinguished themselves in high school. I mean, we've read all about them, and they've got fantastic academic backgrounds. They've done lots of things in their community. They've been involved in theater and music and sports and student government. They're just really terrific, well-rounded students. And, Cora, over the last, 11 years that I've been here, we've really seen our campus become more diverse in terms of race and ethnicity, as well as socioeconomic status. Any number of measures we could use for diversity. We're more diverse than we were 10 years ago. And this class should be the same. So, it looks like it's going to be students from all 50 states and, probably close to 100 countries around the world. So I'm really excited to meet this group. I'm happy that they're going to get the chance to be here in person and experience so much of what the University of Oregon offers after coming out of a really strange last year of high school. So I'm excited to get to know them.
Yes, yes. And it's about time that we let them get back to some traditional things, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Well, there's so much that we could talk about this morning, but that's all the time that we have for this segment. I really appreciate you being here and spending part of your Saturday with us and sharing your perspective and all that fun and new information with our guests.
Well, Cora, thanks to you and the whole team that's answering questions and making this program come together. I'm awfully proud of the work that our team's done to bring these virtual events to our students and families. And for the students and families, I know May 1's coming up, and I hope you can sort through the college search process and just know that, at least from my perspective, I really want you at the University of Oregon. Come on, we want you here. But anyway, thanks for another great program, Cora, and look forward to seeing everyone soon in person for orientation this summer. So go Ducks!
Next, we'd like you to meet two students, one who is a current junior at the University of Oregon and another who, like Roger mentioned, is in your shoes. Sarah is an admitted high school senior who has recently decided to become a Duck. Sarah has helped us collect questions from many of you through Instagram, and she's going to use those in this segment to talk with Jack. So welcome, Jack and Sarah.
Hi, Sarah. It's nice to meet you. My name is Jack. I'm a current junior at the University of Oregon. I'm from South Brunswick, New Jersey. I currently study chemistry with a minor in mathematics, and I'm also involved in the Taiwanese Student Association on campus, as well as intramural sports and unified sports. Why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Hey, Jack. My name is Sarah. I am from Adelanto, California, and next fall I will be a freshman at the University of Oregon, and I plan on majoring in human physiology. I am one of the co-owners of the U Oregon 2025 account on Instagram. Today I have a few questions asked by other incoming freshmen. Our first question is, what different ways are there to get around campus?
So campus, it only takes like 15 minutes walking from one end to the other. So you can like bike, skateboard, or just walk, or even like use like the hoverboards or like those motorized unicycles. Any means of transportation you're welcome to use. I just prefer walking because campus is really beautiful, so you can just take in all the different scenes with the flowers and the trees, especially in the spring. But again, campus is very quick to get around, so I just prefer walking.
Nice. Our next question is, what is residence life like as a freshman?
Yeah, so I was in Carson Hall my freshman year. I was in an ARC, which is an academic residential community. So it was a great way to just get to know like students living within my floor as well as the rest of the building. And one of the great things about Carson is that it's like right in the middle of campus, so it only takes like 5 minutes to get to a corner from Carson. And so that was just a really nice location, as well as just being able to like meet students throughout just walking to and from the building. And so I'm still a lot of friends with people in the ARC today, as well as just random people on the floor as well.
Nice. Our third question is, are freshmen able to get internships? If so, what's that process like?
Yeah, freshmen are definitely able to get internships. Some jobs or some internship companies might just say like, we're looking for juniors or seniors, but I'd say don't be discouraged by that. Definitely try and like reach out to the internship coordinator and just tell them about yourself, why you're interested in it, and I'm sure they'd be more than happy to take on freshmen as well.
Awesome. Our fourth question is, when choosing classes, will I get one-on-one help or would that be a solo process?
So yeah, definitely over the summer, like with introduction, you'll meet with an advisor to just start planning out your fall term schedule. And then at which point you'll like register on your own. And then throughout like the rest of your academic career, scheduling your own classes is entirely up to you, whether you want to put them all back to back or if you want to like spread them out throughout the weeks. But you're more than welcome to meet with an advisor throughout each term before you register, just to get everything organized and make sure you're on track to graduate.
Okay, well that's good to know. Our last question is, what's the best way to stay organized in college?
That's a great question. Personally, I prefer using like a physical calendar that I keep on my desk, and I just write everything out week by week. But other students can use like Google Calendar or other like online calendars, and you can like send reminders to your phone. But definitely, number one thing is using a calendar or planner.
Nice. Well, that's it for me. Thanks so much, Jack, for the feedback. It was really nice talking to you today.
Yeah, it was really nice meeting you, Sarah, and thanks for all the great questions. And I can't wait to see you in the fall. And with that, we'll bring back Cora.
Thank you both. And to Sarah, thank you for joining us. And I'm pretty excited to meet you here pretty soon. Jack, I have a few more questions for you, some that are coming in live from the students who are watching. And we actually have one that has come in from Alexandra, who wants to know, what are some campus traditions? And I'd love it if you'd tell me what your favorite tradition is.
Yeah, so throughout the program, we've seen some great ones highlighted, like the walk to Autzen, as well as coming home, which we got a little bit of a taste of. One of my personal favorites is Shout, which is another like game tradition. So it happens in the third quarter, and it's just to get the crowd going, and everyone participates, including the athletes, and everyone just loves it, and it's just a great time.
Thank you so much. So you and Casey talked a little bit about some of the extracurricular activities. What ways have you enhanced your classroom learning with other academic experiences outside of the classroom?
Yeah, so I was able to take a research credit course in my freshman year called SCORE. That stands for Students of Color Opportunities for Research Enrichment. And so it was a like year-long seminar course, and we were able to get some lab experience and perform experiments on this organism called C. elegans, which is like a really small worm that likes to eat fruit. And so we did some research projects on their effects with stress, and we were actually able to create a poster presentation and present that in the fall or in the spring for the undergraduate research symposium.
Oh, that's pretty great. Noemi is asking us, where's the best place to study on campus?
One of my favorite spots to study is the science library. It's open to all majors, so you don't have to be like a science major. But it's just a really nice place to collaborate with other students. And they have these reservable glass study rooms where you can like write in dry eraser on the wall. That's one of my favorite things to do, especially as a chemistry major, because I can write out huge different reaction schemes and mechanisms. And I feel like it's better to keep me organized rather than like cramming everything into a tiny piece of paper.
Thank you so much. Okay, so Ava is asking us, what is the best part about living in Eugene?
I'm a big outdoors person, and Eugene is a great place to go outdoors, especially on a nice day like today, as Roger mentioned. Just going to like Spencer's Butte, which is like a little hill that overlooks the entire city, or just like walking down the Willamette River. There's a bunch of different opportunities in Eugene just to explore the outdoors.
Thank you. Okay, so Claire asked us, what outdoor programs are offered?
Yeah, going off of that, we have an outdoor program and an outdoor program barn. They organize trips throughout each term, whether it's like going to the Oregon coast, going to the Cascade Mountains on a ski trip, or even just various day hikes in Eugene. You can also just rent equipment for yourself if you want to like go on a trip with some friends, or you can organize a trip on your own, and they'll give you like your equipment for free if you get enough people to go.
Thank you so much. Okay, I have a question of my own because you've hinted at a couple of things with us in the past few weeks, but I want to know, what are your plans for internships or work experience in the future?
Yeah, so I just got offered an internship with Thermo Fisher Scientific in Bend, Oregon. So I plan on accepting that offer, and I'm gonna be really excited. It's gonna be like a 10-week internship, and we'll be doing like pharmaceutical research and like early drug development and solubility for like new compounds. So that way it's easier to just deliver within the human body.
That sounds exciting, especially in Bend, where you get to explore the outdoors a little bit more too.
Definitely, yeah.
Allie is asking us live, how easy is it to travel home since you're from out of state?
Yeah, so that's a great question. My freshman year, I used Eugene Airport to connect from Eugene to Seattle and then Seattle to Newark to get home. And luckily, I met a couple of friends who are from Eugene, so just getting a ride to Eugene Airport was super easy. But there's also various options to get to like the PDX, so you can like take some shuttles that run from campus straight to PDX as well. Or, there are like various rideshare services if you choose to use those as well.
Perfect. And for those who don't know, PDX is the Portland Airport. So that's shorthand. We use it all the time. So Lauren is asking us, what's your favorite food on campus?
Oh, that's a great question. I think I have two favorites. One of them is the orange chicken from Carson Hall. I was on the Carson Unlimited plan my freshman year. So every single night that they offered orange chicken was probably like the most enthusiastic I've ever been to like fill up as many places as I could. But also at GSH in Global Scholars Hall, they have pasta made to order. So one of my favorite dishes from there is pasta carbonara.
Thank you. Okay, I think that's all the time that we have for questions today. Thank you so much for your time today. And I know giving up your Saturday, especially on a beautiful day or part of your Saturday where you could be hiking Spencer Butte, is no big thing to ask. So I appreciate you sharing your story with us and all of your perspective.
Of course, I was happy to help, and I hope I answered everyone's questions, and I hope to see everyone in the fall. And go Ducks!
Well, a University of Oregon event wouldn't be the same without our favorite feathered friend. And we asked him to help us out today. Because he's the strong silent type, he opted for a video message that also highlights some of his new hobbies. In quarantine, he's decided to try his hand at a streaming service and a little cosplay. Please enjoy this short video from the duck. Okay, before we close out today's program, I want to spend just a few minutes making sure you know what comes next to become a duck. This is an excellent time this month to register for university housing and academic residential communities for fall 2021 if you haven't already done so. There are some important things coming next month, so you'll want to make sure that you're ready for those. And as Roger noted, we are working hard to be in person this fall, so we want you to have that residential experience. I would encourage you to watch for more Instagram campus tours. We released one segment yesterday, and I think we have one more this month. And later on this month, we'll want you to review the introduction information that we'll post on our website. I expect to have that information, the most up-to-date information, including the dates, on our website by April 26th. It's possible you may be asked to submit verification documents for your financial aid offer. I highly encourage you to take action on those requests immediately. Of course, we want you to be a duck. Roger is not shy about saying that. So submit your intent to register and your advanced tuition deposit by May 1. And you can do that in your admissions portal. For May, we'll open registration for introduction on May 3rd. You'll be able to sign up in your admissions portal for the session that you'd like to come to. And we encourage you to review the list of available first-year interest groups, which will be released on the first-year interest groups website in mid-May. After May, you'll be required to submit your final high school transcript. It must be an official transcript that lists your date of graduation. First year interest group registration will open on June 1 and be open until June 18th. Also in June, University Housing will offer roommate matching, and in midsummer, a little bit later in the summer, you'll be able to select your room. Also this summer, you'll be able to complete all parts of introduction. It will be a hybrid orientation model this summer, so you will be able to complete both the in-person and the remote requirements, which include your advising and registration for fall term. And as I close out the program, I want to remind everyone that we will be open for fall 2021. As new information becomes available, the university will be posting updates on our fall page, and you can access that website at uoregon.edu/fall 2021. In the coming days, we also have several other events that you can register for in your admitted student portal, such as housing workshops, where you can learn more and see university housing spaces and learn about registration, learn about academic residential communities, and dining. We also have financial aid workshops where you can learn more about important upcoming steps you may be needing to take. I encourage you to check out all of these options and register for the ones that work in your schedule. You can also take advantage of the additional virtual resources that we've made available. You can log into virtual.uoregon.edu and sign up for a one-on-one Zoom appointment with an admissions counselor, a housing staff member, or a student ambassador. And if you have those VR goggles that we mailed you, we recently released an update to our UO360 app, and I recommend you download that soon to use the app to check out individual residence hall rooms, sports events, and tons more spaces on campus. And lastly, you can live chat with student ambassadors with the Discord app. And finally, as I mentioned at the beginning, we have a fun surprise for attending today. If you check your email in the next few days, we will be sending you a link so that you can choose a specially designed t-shirt. We all like to strut our style, so we hope that you pick the t-shirt that connects with you and learn a little bit about the artists who worked on these t-shirts for you. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. I look forward to meeting you here on campus. Go Ducks!